so long till they don't know the birth record, so they just say from remotest antiquity. So long till they don't know the birth record, so they just say from remotest antiquity, this is the house that God used to manifest his wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and power in and through. Where is he now? Wherever he want to be. I'm not going to say I know where he is, but I'm glad his power is everywhere. I think I know where he is. I don't want to say because I could be wrong. But he's wherever he wishes to be. Are we to pray and worship Master Farrad Muhammad? You don't worship the flesh of any man, because the flesh is going to die. But in that flesh is a wisdom and a power superior to any human being on the earth. So when we look to Allah in the person of Master Farrad Muhammad, we look to him. And when he ain't no longer here, the power is going to be here. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he would live a minimum of 400 years, but 400 years ain't no time. He'll be gone. But before he goes, the foundation of what he lays will never be erased from the planet. That's a God. He prays. He prays. He don't pray to himself. You don't say, surely I have turned myself to me. Who does he pray to? He prays in remembrance of him who originated that which he came in. He came in this body. You can't ignore him who originated this. Anyway, it's deep. Ruler. And whether you like it or not, the new ruler is black. He have hair like lamb's wool, and he has feet like burnished brass. And if y'all can't take a black leader, then you might as well get off the planet.
Okay, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum, Sulaiman Rahim here. Mission of the Covenant. Where do we begin, brothers and sisters? I have a special presentation for you. We have done several parts if we have time. But begin. First of all, they've been telling you Son of Man is Master Muhammad. He just told you Son of Man is black skin and lamb's wool hair. So, I mean, which one is it? Which one is it? And then he tells you that God is a spirit or spook. He ain't a man, but men of flesh. So, and Master Muhammad, who he says is a God, prays to a God. So he's not a God. Then if he prays to a God, gods do not pray. That's why you're God. But he says, Master Muhammad prays. We praise too. He prays something that's not flesh. And on top of all of that, I guess it's one of Farracon's crack moments, right? On top of that, he doesn't even pray to someone that exists. He prays to something that does not exist, to the originator, a memory. Why would he pray to a memory that does not exist, only in his mind, that can do a goddamn thing for him one way or the other? Why would he pray to a memory? In remembrance. We're going to talk about this a little deeper as we move on, brothers and sisters. Notice I'm trying to speak a little clearer, slower. I don't think it's going to work. My voice just messed up. But anyway, I'm trying. You understand, brothers and sisters? Where do we go? I mean, that's on words. They've been telling you God is a man, not a spirit spook. And he spent all day Sunday telling you God's a man. Can't be anything but a man. Right? He tripped all over himself, so-called Daniel. But Farracon said, no, that's not right. So who's wrong? Who's right? Because for years, it was the originator. And he just said, that's who Master Muhammad, the originator. It's been 72 years dead. He acknowledged that. But he said, you have to pray to remembrance of it. So, Master Muhammad prays to a memory. We can't pray to Master Muhammad, we can't worship him. So I guess we got to pray to a memory too. That we got to do a goddamn. I guess that's why we've been suffering so long, 20 years, because there was nobody alive that could do anything for us. I don't know, but that's his own words. Let's move on, brothers and sisters.
Ruler. And whether you like it or not, the new ruler is black. He have hair like lamb's wool, and he has feet like burnished brass. And if y'all can't take a black leader, then you might as well get off the planet.
There it is, brothers and sisters. He just said it. So the man, the ruler, is black with lamb wool hair. But that's not Master Muhammad. But they keep telling you Master Muhammad is Son of Man. They just told you, no, the Son of Man, the ruler, be black. And they, there's a reason why there's so much confusion coming here. Because none of this adds up. I mean, am I misquoting? Am I misunderstanding? Let's move on, brothers and sisters.
Beloved brothers and sisters, one of the greatest practices in all the religions is prayer. The form and style of prayer varies from faith to faith, but prayer is universal. There is no religious community that does not pray. No prophet of God that did not pray. Abraham prayed, Noah prayed, Moses prayed, David prayed, Joseph prayed, Jesus prayed, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, prayed. Master Fard Muhammad prays.
There again, brothers and sisters, he backs it up. Master Muhammad prays to who? To a memory. Now, good luck with it. No, I'm not even going to say it that way. That's just language. Somebody going hell to with good luck with that. No, this language is really messed up. But it's right there clear. So go with that. You're praying to nothing. They're telling you, pray to nothing. So what's the point of praying at all? Well, there's some wisdom in there, but, they don't get it. Right? Because they don't understand what prayer is. Neither do the Sunnis. See? No one understood what that's really all about. It's really about recital. It's science. Islam is mathematics. Mathematics is Islam. And before me, no one taught you that science. And if you practice that science, you immediately start seeing the benefit. Recital. That's what the Quran, the Arabic name is, recital. It's the recital. See, they don't understand. I'm not going into details about that, brother and sister. They don't understand that. But anyway, He says, Master Muhammad prays. So if he prays, then why waste time with the middleman? Call the one he's praying. But that one's dead. And he's just a memory. Is that what Elijah Muhammad taught? I think so. Here we go, more.
I believe that America can be beautiful. How can America be made beautiful? Now, family, listen. My brother Imam Wadafuddin and I have had disagreement. But his followers and mine have never given each other as much as a bloody nose. Because in spite of our differences, there's a deep love in us. We don't like the things about our nation that is not good, but I don't want to live anywhere else. I want America to be made right. I don't want to see America go the way of Rome and Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah. But why won't she go that way? If the men of religion and the women of religion keep silent.
Yeah, brothers and sisters, there's a reason why it talks like that. We're going to delve into that in a few minutes. There's a reason why he talks like that. Because that's totally against Elijah Muhammad's teachings. From Muhammad's teaching, he said they were 100% wicked and cannot be reformed. But he says, no. They must be removed from the planet. He said, no, I don't want that. So he's going against Master Muhammad's will. I guess that's matter because he's in sync with the will of the one that Master Muhammad is praying to. Because he's not in sync with Master Muhammad's will. Because the lesson clearly says they're 100% wicked. 100% wicked and cannot be reformed. He says he wants to reform them. And they must be removed from the planet. No, he doesn't want anything to happen to him. The covenant says he must leave here. He says, no, I want to stay. So how is he the messenger of Allah? Well, I guess he is. Because his Allah is a spirit. And Master Muhammad. So I guess that's how he gets around it. Because he's not in sync with Master Muhammad. There's no way that you can read those lessons and back up what he says. It's totally against it. It's totally against Elijah Muhammad's teachers 100%. Because Elijah Muhammad says, right, that we must leave here separate. He said we'd be fools to want to stay here. So Elijah Muhammad called him a fool. On top of the fact, he actually called him a hypocrite. He called him a fool. He said we're fools to want to stay here. You want to play it? So you can't tell me that this clown represents Elijah Muhammad in any way, shape, form, or fashion. That's why they do not come to collect the $5,000. Because they do not, that's to anyone should go in here and show me the lesson or any chapter in any Elijah Muhammad books that back up what he just said. It's totally against it, 100%. That's why you know they're lying over there. They're no damn good, and they're all going to be dealt with very soon. Now, see how he for us, he's so happy, he's so loving towards the devils, the ones that we suffered with for over 400 years, rape, murder, To maintain a system like that, you have to terrorize people. Terrorize. They're my terrorist nation. They terrorized us 400 years. For 400 years. 400 years. Raped us, beat us, sodomized us, raped our babies. You say do it now. They rape and sodomize and do all kinds of things. And things, I don't want to go into details here, but they says the Epstein, they was pulling little girls' teeth out so they could handle certain things without biting. This is what they said. And if they're doing that nowadays, right, when there's supposed to be laws around here, and back when they had no restrictions, they could do with us whatever they want. There was no restriction to anything they did to us. It was animals. There was no restriction. What the hell do you think they was doing then? What you think they was doing to us then? They had foot warmers. It was cold. They take a child, a little child, 2, 3 years old, lay them on the floor and put their feet on them to keep their feet warm. The child's freezing their ass off. Get a babe. And some of you are going to be ashamed of yourself, brothers and sisters, when your eyes open up and you find that fish bumping these people and loving on these people and buddy calling them bro. Some of you are going to be very ashamed. It says some of you are going to be very ashamed of yourselves. When your eyes open, say, damn. Because what they did was off the page. They ate us. I mean, there was no restrictions. This went for hundreds of years. Yet let's forgive him. I don't know what's going to happen to him. What? Somebody go out there, beat your mama, rape your mama, steal from your mama, right? Piss on your mama. And you say, I want to forgive him. You won't have a mama too much longer. I don't think you have a mama at all. I don't care how much a Christian she thinks she is. You forgive them and they did all that to her? Now, there ain't that much Christian, ain't that much black Christian in the world. See? Because, that Christianity stops at the color barrier. See, because that Christianity applies to the devil. Oh, forgive. But when it comes to your own brother and sister, oh, man, kill that motherfucker. You know it. So ain't that much forgiveness in the world. So why he has so much love and forgiveness for them? Now see what he has for you. But first, before I do that, let's look at this. This is science. That's his father. See? You see the resemblance? That's his father. I'm not making this up. Photoshop. The AI. Go and check. Google it. That's his father. See the resemblance? His father's a devil. That's biology. That's why Clark is crap about. It doesn't matter what your mother father did, because God made you in the womb. So in other words, that's how you try to get around that. And if you're dumb and stupid, I guess you go along with it. Or if you're demon, you have no choice. Look at him. That's his father. He had different stories. One time he says father raped his mama. So the father's a rapist. And another time he says, his mother was living with this Walcott guy, and she had a relationship with him. So now he calls his father a rapist or his mother a hoe. This boy's sick. Remember, he was named after the man that she was living with, Eugene Walcott. That was his name. Her maiden name was Grounds. See, they tried to get around that. That's why it's Louis Eugene Grounds, NOI backwards. That's why they call him Legion. That's where it comes from. They don't just throw a name out there. His mother was made, because she wasn't married to. So when he was born, he actually had used her maiden name, Louis and Eugene, from that Eugene Walcott guy she was living with. And she was living with Walcott. That's clear. Either way, whether his father raped his mother or she had slept with him, either way, she was living with Walcott. So the question is, did his father rape his mother? Because he said his mother tried to abort him 3 times. Did this sound like a holy spiritual baby? Baby from God? His mother tried to abort him 3 times. He admitted that. Tried to abort his ass 3 times. And the understanding is that he didn't want him to come out looking white because Walcott might realize that that wasn't his baby. That was John to boredom. That's a story. They got all kinds of stories. But he admits, look up, Google, Farracon says his father may be a Jew. And there's a whole interview there, and he says his father's Caucasian. Now, yeah, Jewish. He says it. So Google, don't take my word for it. Google it. It's out there. It's the interview he had. What Gates, I believe, was. But the thing is, look this. Look at it. Look at him. That's his daddy there. So he's saying, remember, she was living with Walcott. So if a father raped his mother, then he's a rapist. But if he's not a rapist, she was having sex with him, he's calling his mother a hoe. Because she lived with this man Walcott. This is a disaster here, brothers and sisters. He's the Messiah. And then he said when he's growing up, his mother had to whoop his ass all the time because he's for lying so much. Well, that sounds like a holy baby, right? And teach him to love black people. Why would you have to teach you have to teach a hen to love hens? Monkey to love monkeys? They teach him to love black people. So she was conscious his father's the devil. And teach him that. Oh, brothers and sisters. Shock of the hour. Let's move on. But now let's see. Remember how the love he had for the devils, or can't call them devils anymore, the love he had for them, the love, the protection, everything. But look what he had for the Muslims, the ones he's supposed to be representing. Now remember in that thing, he says, our nation. Wait a minute, I thought you represent the nation of Islam. So how is America our nation? See, that's called a Freudian slip. That means he actually said the truth, a mistake. Because he doesn't represent the nation of Islam. He feeds off the nation of Islam. He's a parasite. He feeds off it. He's multi-millionaire. How did he become multi-millionaire? He hasn't produced anything. He doesn't have a business. Because he's a parasite. He's living off of you. Now see how he's living off of you, but see what he thinks about you. Now see what he thinks about the devils. Because he's a devil. Biology says your father provides a seed. That means you are what your father is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's just the way it works. You as a living being, right, as a sperm. The egg is not a living being. It's living material, but not a living being. So this is what they call a demon. Blackface, devil. Move on. Now let's see what you think about you.
When the Muslims were alive, I'll say it again. When the Muslims were alive, you dead as hell now on both sides.
Yes, sir, brother man. Yes, we are. Yes, sir. That's real, brother man.
Both sides.
Wake us up, dear Papa.
When we was alive, we set up schools.
That's right.
When we were alive, we had supermarkets.
That's right.
We owned buildings. We owned farmland. We were busy doing something, hiring our people. Well, I'm telling the Muslims, damn it, if you don't come alive, you will die like you are. And I will say, thank you, Allah, because if they're not doing nothing on top of the earth, let the worms eat their ass.
Whoa. Let the worms eat their ass. I pray Allah. I pray Allah. The worms eat your ass. And look at the anger. The anger. The frown on his face. Compare that to his persona. We're talking about the devils. Oh, you can't call them devils anymore. Oh, I'm not having them. Oh, I love them. I don't go anywhere. But when it comes to the Muslims, the one that made him multi-millionaire, put food on his plate, steaks, caviar, whatever he eats, $1,000 suits, $1 million rings, mansions. Made him a multi-millionaire because he hadn't produced a goddamn thing in 40 some years. Oh, see, that's the love he had for them. He didn't say they did anything to him. He said they beat him and robbed him. No. They didn't do enough for him. So I played a lot of words you did. Dumb ass. Yeah, wicked ass. That's what he got for you. But for the devil, see, the anger, oh. And he didn't say you did anything to him, you just say you do enough for him. And then when the Muslim was alive, him and Wallace killed it. They're the ones that killed. I was there. They destroyed the name of Islam, got rid of the name. I say destroyed it. They destroyed it. They got rid of it. They officially got rid of the name and everything. There was no nation of Islam existing. They got rid of the name, started something called Balalians. And when it was moved to head those things, because they had a leader. Because we worked hard and gave Elijah Muhammad hard money, he invested it back in us. So he built banks, right? He built residential housing. I lived in one. He built jobs. I was a foreman of Muhammad Speak newspaper. We print our own paper. You know, print their paper, the Synagogue of Satan. That's who print Final Call. We print our own paper. I was a foreman night shift. Residential farms, right? Stores, schools, because he invested the money that we gave him, invested in us. He didn't leave you a millionaire. In fact, he didn't give you any money. All the money was in the Nation of Islam name. Tell me I'm lying, Farracon. But Farracon, the money, plus he got the sisters out there pimping him. Elijah Muhammad never did put the sisters on the street doing fundraisers. He got a sister out there fundraising them, pimping them. I got that pimp scar. And he put the money in his pocket. That's why Malachi says he's robbing the nation's curse was cursed. All you have to do is follow Malachi. There's the God there, there's Elijah there, there's messing the covenant, then somebody's robbing the nation of Islam, and he's got a curse. And if you tell me if you curse with cancer, it might blow your ass up, and you got cancer, you're shitting and pissing in the bag, so that's not a curse, what you call it. If it was anybody else, you'd call it a curse. But it says Farracon, no, it's a trial. So they're going to do grafting back on. They're going to do a transplant. Curse. 55, curse. If it's 90-some years old, happy, you say, well, it didn't matter too much anyway. 55, prime of your life. Tore his ass up. God protect him. He said God's with him. When God was with him when they blew his ass up with radiation, what kind of God was that? You can stay away from me. You know what I'm saying, bro? Sister, see, anger. I pray a lot that the worms eat your ass. For what? What you do to them? But the people that did something to us, oh, no, please, no, I don't want to turn them down. Move on, brothers and sisters. If he hasn't produced a damn thing, or he just put the money in his pocket. Him and his son, so-called Supreme Cabinet, he's like, the two top people in their so-called nation over there, they did nation because remember, he says America is his nation. People in charge is him and his son because they keep control of that money. So about the Benjamins with them. Let's move on. The mouth.
$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farracon is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
Why don't they ever step up, collect the $5,000, brothers and sisters? Why? And if ever, they aware of me, they know where I'm at. They can contact me. Haven't. They sure wish I would go away. Move on, brothers and sisters. Breaking news, brothers and sisters. Let's see what we have here. War is on. It's on now. Just they wait for America to throw its next punch. I don't think that it's going to work that way. I think America, they pulling back to make a punch. I think they're going to get punched. That's what I think. They started to say that, well, will they do Iran the surprise attack? Anyway, again, it tells you, it says the war started, broke out in heaven, June 2025. There'd be a silence in heaven, which F now, which is now represents a year in angel. F now is a little more or less 6 months, so that's right off to 7 months. And exactly what happened. Then the war. Then it stopped. And they weren't even talking about it. About 7 months, and all of a sudden, right, they started fighting again. Was Israel tried to destabilize the government, the riots and all kinds of things. And Trump was supposed to follow up their airstrikes. Their planes were in the air. They were in the air. And Iran was able to put down the resurrections that they had set up, that those had inspired. And so that's why they do it, because it's hey, first part of the punch didn't work. They said, okay, we can't do it that way now. That's what's going on, brothers and sisters. Move on. Yeah, we're in and out. This is the sixth seal. It'll be the first seal, right? Past the sixth seal released the first 4 seals. That's where it works. That's where we are right now. Sixth seal. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. Okay, hold on, let's got the changes here. Oh. Hmm. In Sulman Rahim here, Master of the Covenant, breaker of the 7 seals. Master of the Covenant, breaker of the 7 seals. Now, just a couple, they say stuff. The Quran says you should be saying things about Allah that you don't know, that you don't know. You're saying stuff. Oh, Allah can't do. How you know Allah can do it, cannot do? I mean, everything came from us. That means everything came from Allah. Quran tells you that. One being, all life came. So why are you going to make restriction? Let's read what the Quran says here. That he may cause truth to triumph and bring the falsehood to naught. So guilty is like that. When you sought the aid of your Lord, he answered you, I will assist you 1,000 of the angels following one another. Listen carefully. I will assist you, right? I will assist you with 1,000 of the angels following one another. God gave it only as good news that your heart may be at ease thereby. In other words, he ain't going to send no angels to you. He's just telling you that. Now, is that Allah or not? It's right in the Quran. Is that Allah or not? He meant to encourage them. So he can't lie. He can do whatever he want to do. I can lie, and I will lie to my enemies. And the Quran tells you, and the Bible also tells you that, yeah, they deceive their enemies. Allah deceives the disbelievers. He deceives his enemies. Isn't that a lie? In Thessalonians, it says that those, because they love not truth, he gave strong delusions. What do you think that is? You want pork, I give you more of it. You want lies, I give you more of it. We think delusions are lies. So you go. I'm trying to bring to the real world, the world of mathematics. They tell you some old world where Jesus, he won't come and save everybody. Jesus don't go to the bathroom, right? Oh, he couldn't possibly go to the bathroom. That couldn't happen. Right? See, yeah, but he was born. Well, did he come born through a woman's legs? So that couldn't happen either. No, man, he couldn't put it up in there. No, she couldn't have. That couldn't be. It couldn't be contaminated with a man's reproductive organs. She couldn't have been. She could have been contaminated with God's, right? Because God can have sex with her. See, he said the Holy Spirit covers her. He can do it, but a regular man can't do it. Because that would contaminate, the canal that Jesus got to come through. And it's got to be pure. All this dumb shit. That's what they've been filling your head up with. That's why you're acting like you're acting. Because the mind that you have determines how you're going to act. Because you're going to act based on the information you have. Information you have is total bullshit. It's not real. So therefore, you're doing things, because reparations, they couldn't give us reparations at this point in time. What we do? We're going to go out with basketball? That's what we'd be doing. If they gave us reparations right now, the first thing everybody has, make sure you give us some basketballs. How's that going to heat your house up? How's that going to build your house? It's true. I ain't knocking out people. That's the situation we're in. And we had to be pulled out of it. Somebody threw us in a lake of shit, and we're swimming around in it. I'm not going to tell you full of shit. I'm just telling you, you're in a lake of shit. I'm trying to get you out of it. Farracon said, no. See, you're full of shit. But he's part of the reason why you're in there. Now, if that's not Allah, what you call it? If it's only from Allah, sure Allah is mighty wise. That's not Allah. It's right in the Quran. Allah gave it only as good news. That means he ain't going to send no angels. See, I will assist you. He said, no, I ain't going to give you, I ain't going to send no angels. They can only come from me. I'm going to tell you that. It's just inspire you. I'm going to tell you a lie in order to encourage you. So you okay. If there's another way to read it that way. Or say it's not in the Quran. Maybe it's distortion. I can show you many examples. Move on, brothers and sisters. Again, this is what's at stake, brothers and sisters. Reality, economics. Reality. See, economics is the light. Religion, proper religion is just show you how to manage that light, manage your energy. Without energy, religion is meaningless. How does religion help anybody that's dead in the graves? There's no use. You have to have life. You have to have energy. Then religion, how to manage it. Isn't that what religion supposed? That's supposed. Or you should do this. It's giving you instructions on how to live your life. Even though we get bad instructions now, because instructions was good in the wintertime, it's certain things good in the wintertime is not of any value in the spring. So the knowledge you had was good in the wintertime. They can help you to get through the winter. But spring is coming now, and if you hold on to that, you're a snowman, you're going to die. So they got us, they have us in captivity, they got identity, they got land, they got economics, and Farracon has the control of the nation. He's destroyed our vision. So your vision is your reward for your efforts. That's what vision is. It's not the actual reward. It's the expectation of the reward. So somebody, I mean, you get a job, somebody tell you, hey, you're going to get paid. You're not going to get on and start working on a job. Somebody got to come give you a vision. What's the vision? They don't give you the money then. The vision is you're going to get the money at the end of the way. So then you go do the work and you expect that vision to be fulfilled. See? So we went to the heart. Remember, we didn't do any evil thing to go into the Holocaust. It tells you right there in Abraham, the covenant, by the fact that he made a covenant, said that you didn't go through that because you was evil or wicked. You went through because it was sacrifice. That's why I told submit to Adam. So you was in submission and you made a sacrifice by doing God's will, and so therefore you get a payment for it. He says, he put you to work. He says, this is what I want you to do. I want you to submit to Adam. And as a result of that, you're going to be in horror. Remember, because Abraham had a vision of horror. So you're going to be in horror. 20 years. But when you come out of that, you're going to get a great reward, great substance. And you're going home to a promised land. Substance, not a religion. You wasn't promised religion. You was promised the religion that other places that you need to follow this religion, the law, to keep those things that you're about to get. Like I said, you're going to get $1 million, but now you got to know. This is what you need to know how to invest in everything so you keep it. Otherwise, the money's going to be gone. Like foolish money soon parted. That's it. So the point is, the fact that he told you that you're going to get a reward, great substance, not religion, and a promise. That means that was a sacrifice you made. That's so about the sacrifice of Isaac. That's a sacrifice you made. So now you've been rewarded for it. So that means that's the vision that you're hoping for, because now you time to get paid. Somebody wants to rip you off from your payment. It's time to get paid. They want to rip you off from your paycheck. Oh man, you don't get no paycheck. And so oh man, what I'm working for? So you don't even go to the paymaster to get the check because somebody told you there ain't no check. So you're going home, man, I worked all week, didn't get anything. And then they go and represent and say, give me the check, I'll give it to them. That's what's going on. Because Farracon telling you ain't getting no reward. He says you ain't going nowhere. He's calling God a liar. He says you're wicked evil because you don't deserve it. That's why you don't deserve it, because you're wicked. That's not what Scripture say. You made a sacrifice. You submit to Adam. So now you're getting the pay. He said, no, you ain't getting anything. He wants it. You're not getting anything. You're not getting a reward. You ain't going home. So he's calling God a liar right there. Calling Muhammad a liar. And he wants to reward. The reward he's not flesh. He's a parasite. He's a vulture. See? So he's taking our vision away. And it says the people our vision perish. So the vision you have was so-called promised land. That Elijah Muhammad gave you that vision. It was uniting people under that vision. Visions unite people. And they had to come and get rid of that. That's why it said, except for his will. But Farracon to make sure to crush that vision, because he's telling you you're not going anywhere. That means he doesn't talk about the Abrahamic covenant, does he? He talks about the suffering part, but he doesn't say the next verse where he talks about the covenant, because you're not going anywhere, so he denies it. You don't talk about the messenger. If you don't talk about the covenant, then you can't talk about the messenger of the covenant either. But Malachi clearly says the messenger of the covenant. But see, at every point they're trying to block that vision, because they tell you there's no messenger of the covenant. He never mentioned it, and he tells you Elijah's the last messenger. But he tells you the messenger of the covenant will come after Elijah. So everything they're doing is to stop you from seeing their vision cut off. Not only that, but all of them are working together on that. Well, Israel saying, no, I'm the one to get that reward. I'm the one to get the whole land and everything. It's us. They stole your identity. See? And the devil say, guys, oh, well, wherever you get, it belongs to us. We work for them. We're the employees. So what we got, they keep us in captivity, they get it. Everybody's stripping us off. Then they're supposed to get, Israel got it. Oh man, they ain't get no land, that's our land. They're all working together. China and you understand a little bit, they got our economy. Because the economy that we would have had, the energy we would have had, they've been sending their jobs and everything overseas to them. There's a long story about that, brothers and sisters, but I can prove it. That's it. And Farracon did make sure to keep that so you never see the rest of this. Because the devil ain't devils no more. Well, Israel, that's just, it's just some bad ones. Most of them are all right. We gotta worship the Sunnis because they are, we ain't going there. We ain't gonna take their land. See, no, that land we ain't going there, so that protects them. We stay here. It means America got rich off us, our energy, so we still work for them. And then for Israel, we ain't got no vision because they're you see the point, brothers and sisters? All this is, they took everything away from us. And now we make our own. The God came and said, we're the maker, owner, creator, planner, God. So he's telling you that all that belongs to you. What's in the earth, above those, below it, it belongs to you. So he's telling you, you got to, that's your job. That's what you're up against. You got to take all that back because it belongs to you. They stole it from you. They stole it all from you. So now you got to take it back. But they're going to resist. That's the apocalypse. See? We got to step by step. First, you got to break the grip. God, Magog, God, America. Then, okay, totally eradicate false Israel. Right? Separate the demons away from us because they all mixed up, keep us all confused. Take our land back and take our economy back. War, brothers and sisters, and we're in it right now. You're going to see in a minute. It's going to hit you coming as a shock. Let's move on. You're not waiting. And this again, this is, I didn't make this. Anybody that was around with Elijah Muhammad tell you this was in every FY meeting when Elijah Muhammad was around. No one MGT had, but I know the FY had this in every meeting when Elijah Muhammad was around. That's clear. Going home. Stand here. Okay, let's talk about these things, brothers. I'm sure I'm not gonna get through all this. But like I said, time is running out and I'm gonna get so much time. Next few days, I'm focused on what's happening right now, brothers. I'm trying to get some insights, some things you may not understand. And the thing is, if you're not studying, brothers, you waste your time. I tell people, if you're not studying, if you say you with the angel, you're not studying, then you know it's your time. Just waste your time. And you've definitely wasted mine. I don't have time to mess with you. But if you ain't got it by now, then you ain't gonna never get it. You gotta develop your mind. You gotta develop your brain. You should be studying. Before, first of all, you should study, and then a lot of people benefit from your studying. Not benefit you just run your mouth, showing how smart you are, or I know something you don't know, or you this or you that. Intimidating. Right out your mouth, and you don't know what you're talking about. Because if you're doing that, you're not doing any favors, and you're not generating positive energy. You're spending bullshit. You're gonna pay for it. You should be studying. I had to study. I didn't just start running off my mouth and study. And then you see the result of my studying. Okay, okay. I'm going to go strictly to a couple of things first, brothers and sisters. Let's see, strategy. Let's look at this first, brothers and sisters. Strategy. One for a minute, brothers and sisters. Let me do something before I do this. Okay, brothers and sisters, just before I do this, I'm going to give a brief talk about something I mentioned before. Because like I'm moving ahead, and if you can't keep up, you can't keep up. Right? Anyway, I talked about the C-bomb. I explained the C-bomb is, I explained like, that's consequence. Consequence is a fundamental principle of mathematics. Fundamental principle of the universe, period. There's nothing more fundamental than that. Every reaction has an opposite reaction. Is that's the religion of the universe. It's religion. Universe is energy. The economics of it. But to manage it, every reaction has an opposite reaction. That's the origin of it. That's the bottom line. Okay. So if you punch somebody in the face with a 10-pound punch every day for a year, okay, and they don't respond, there's got to be a reaction. But they don't respond, it means they're damming it up, they're holding it in. They submit like we're supposed to submit to Adam. In a year, if you get 360 days, right, that's 3,600 pounds of force that you put in that person. But it took over a year. What if you return 360 pounds of force in one day? Damn, that person would not be able to survive that. That's a C-bomb. And so they build a C-bomb by oppressing us. But it's more, see, I told you the general way. That's correct. But see, in our case, we took a step further because they got C-bombs over the world. But us, see, if they, say for instance, put it like this. Say for instance, you punch me every day for 10 pounds. So now 360 pounds. Okay. So somebody come and give me $1 million, say 3,600 pounds, right? So say, for instance, each pound was worth $10, right? So that'd be $36,000. I give it I got that for it. I got paid. So there's no consequence to you now, because I got something paid for it, right? For doing that. Where I'm going with this. Okay. By doing that, they transfer such that diamonds, that pressure. So that's the reaction. So there's no reaction towards them because we instead of putting it back on them, we took it and used that to transform ourselves. It's like you go in and say, okay, they did this. Instead of punching them back, you say, you sue them and they compensate you for it so they don't, it comes in another form. So the form it took to transform us to diamonds. Those of us that submitted. So those that didn't submit, well, they're going to retaliate. Okay. And we saw some of that. We saw in Haiti. Right? They said, oh, hell with this. They retaliated to some, to some extent, not a full retaliation, but they didn't absorb it. To absorb it, and as a process of absorbing it, then we restructured, right? But see, the problem is, this was how it works. That's why you need to understand frequency. That's why I couldn't explain this to you until you start understanding frequency and wavelength. Now, see, a lot of things I can't tell you because you're still on a level and you would understand it. So now I'm talking about frequency and wavelength. Now because once you transform your diamond, now you're transmitting on a higher wavelength and high frequency. You transmit on a high wavelength. So they made that. They created you something that's going to transmit on a high wave. And that's how you, there's no consequence to you if you're transmitting, it's transmitting, but because you are transmitting the high wavelength and frequency, you are destroying them. More than, because they didn't destroy you. When they destroy you, they have enough a wavelength frequency to destroy you, but it will destroy them. That's why I talk about do double to them. But you're going to bring about their destruction. They could bring about our destruction. That's what it really means. See? Because now you transmit high wave, and that's destructive to a lower wavelength. High pressure overcomes lower pressure. So now that you diamond, you're gonna be but the problem is that they trying to block your transmission because you need power. You need discipline. They trying to stop you from. So you keep that diamond from shining, by keeping dirt on it, keeping shit on it, so it doesn't shine. See. So maybe you understand what I'm saying? So that's why they're trying to keep the discipline. Because you know, if you start training, you discipline, you come together, see the great army just like overnight. And that destroys them. That's the story. You understand? That's the story they tell you. When you come together, you're born in a day and they're destroyed in a day. So the point is your birth is their destruction. Because you transmit a high wavelength now, and that destroys a lower wavelength. Because wavelength and frequency is just a form of pressure. Pressure have wave. You know, when you see waves, that's pressure. You turn to quality. And I could explain to you. I still can't explain to you now because unless you understand and studying frequency and wavelength, like I've been trying to tell you, and probably haven't. You understand what I'm saying? So that's now, once you get the Injil, the Injil is written for a higher wavelength. That's why they cannot understand it. It's written on a higher level, so all they can see is a low level. They read it, they see. If you're colorblind, you don't see colors. Certain colors you just don't see. You don't see them. So they transmit on a lower wavelength, lower frequency. So that's what they see. They see the Injil. They see the lower frequency, lower wavelength aspect of it. However, they can't see. They can't comprehend. They have no idea about it. But they feel it. You may not see the wind, but you feel it. If it's blowing hard enough. So that's bothering. That's one of the reasons why they're doing a lot of things they're doing, because all the static they come with, because they're trying to, when you have a high frequency and wavelength and it hits a lower frequency, it causes static amongst the lower frequency wavelength. And so they going out of the way trying to, but before that was clear. It was a clear signal. It's a clear signal. Because there was no opposition to it. But once you start transmitting high waves, all of a sudden it comes static. And so now they're trying to clear it up. Now you see over there, they say all kinds of stuff. Oh, now it ain't originated more, it's matched from Muhammad. See? And you know, they're trying to, they can't, because the static is killing them. Stop tormenting me, because the high wavelength is going, and they're trying to make sense of what they used to say, because they said for years, no problem. They said this crap for years and no problem. And now all of a sudden, oh, it's one day we can say one thing. No, last week it says, oh, well, no, your mother and father make you in the womb. They've been saying that every week again, because the static over there, because they meet a high wavelength frequency, and it's called static. And they're trying to make it get a clear picture again. They can't. Let me move on, brothers. So I'm going to show you a little thing here, right here. So yesterday, I gave you a very general overview, so I'm going to be more detailed here. Okay. You see what I'm showing here is that you got two opposing forces. They have the same power. Same amount of power. We got the same amount of, each one of these are on an hour. Let's say they got 5 hours. And they got what? 5 people, five divisions, right? No division, what? 100 men or whatever. They have 5, was more than that actually. They have 5 divisions. Each one man represents a division, right? They have 5 divisions that's controlling each one of these islands. And they say over here. So they're a standoff. They're a standoff. And each one destroy the other, but they can't because they destroy themselves because both have the same power. What I'm trying to tell you, brothers and sisters, you got to start studying this stuff, trying to apply it, because that's what you're going to, you know, they call it applied math. Applied math is like a test. Teacher, you go in and you give me a certain thing, then you got to test to see if you got it. That's what tribulation is, a test to see if you got it. Because you can work on all the scratching your ass, I know this. Right? Run your mouth, I know this, tell people stuff, call people names, all that kind of stuff. Right? Okay, and then test day come. You got a big F. F for fire. because you're going to be tested in a minute. If you just bullshit and everything else, then you're going to be, that's this. Purification. See if you pass the test. If you've been studying, but it's bullshitting. You can't bullshit it. You can't bullshit fire. So he says, well, how can we defeat the other one? How can we defeat them? So I'm just showing you how you got to think these things through. You say, well, they got the same power. Well, watch this. It does. They say, okay, let's put all our division on one island and let them take all the other islands. Why would you do that? See, you can put all your division and you're going to abandon other islands. Right? So what they do? Now they can take, that's part of what's going on in the world today, but you're going to see, bro. It says, I tell you, once you understand and you get the math of, you start seeing things happening. They say, you understand why certain things happen. They say, well, Iran was kicking ass. Why did they stop? Everybody says that. Why? Even their enemies say, why did they stop? They was killing, they was wiping out false Israel. Why did they stop? Remember, they invented calculus. Not calculus, tests. So they say, okay, so they do this. So what happens? Now these take those islands. They say, okay, you can have them. So they take it out. But see, they stretch their forces out. So now instead of having 5 divisions on every island, they got 3. 3 divisions on every island. See? But now there's the other one out there, they got what? 50 divisions on one island. 50 divisions all on one island. Everybody still got the same amount of power, but this power is, their power is consolidated in one space, concentrated, right? And theirs is spread out. See? So once they do that, they say, okay, then what do they do this? Boom. See? Because now they got 5 visions, and each vision going to attack, but each one of the islands, right? And they take it out because they only got 3 divisions, so 5 1 3. If they're equal, they're going to take them out. So they took those out. But see, this is one thing. You got to put these things together, brothers and sisters. I think I'm probably going to close early. I'm not going to get through any of it because there's so much here. I talk about reaction rate. I've been talking a lot of science and math. I know nobody's paying attention. You know, when the water, okay, water, right, has a reaction rate. Okay, so say it takes, it can, 1 pound of force, it can handle 1 pound of force per minute. 1 pound of force per second, put it that way. You can handle 1 pound of force per second, right? Water moves, boom, man. It reacts to that, 1 pound. But for 2 pounds, it don't react. So it's not going to react. It can't react that fast to handle 2 pounds of force. That's the reaction rate. 3 pounds is even harder. But if it don't react, that means, right, it stays solid. Say water's not solid, right? Maybe I shouldn't use that word because then you get confused. But if it doesn't react, see, the reason why water, you can hit water because it reacts faster than like a rock does. A rock may react, say concrete. It reacts because you can break it, but it can handle maybe 1 pound of force. I'm just throwing numbers out there. 1 pound of force per second if you water, but it takes 1 pound of force per hour for the concrete to react. So you drop that, it's going to take an hour before the wavelength and everything allowed to absorb that force. That way, right? So for water, it would take a second for 10 pounds before it take a second to absorb it. Concrete, it may take an hour to absorb it. Understand? So what happens is, that's why when you hit the water, you jump right in it, you're near it, right? Okay, it reacts. Right? You're not that much force, so it reacts. So you're only putting so much force. Say you only weigh 10 pounds, right? Whatever. Then that can react. So therefore, it's going to allow you in. It's going to react. It's going to absorb you. When you jump in, that's the water's absorbing you. Then you're in the end. You understand? But if you're 20 pounds, it's going to take a little longer. That's why the higher you up, the harder the water is, because the force, it can't absorb that much force that fast. So if you jump from a 10 point, you're going to hit it, going to sound like concrete, because it can't, because that's greater force. The higher you are, the greater force going to hit. Same, right? If you jump in from right at the pool's edge, but if you jump from a 3-story building, you're going to feel it. It might, if you jump from a 10-story, it's going to kill you, because it's going to be like solid brick, because it can't absorb that much force that fast. That's the reaction rate. You understand? You have a reaction rate. That's what's called by the story of Jericho, the walls of Jericho. The reaction rate. So it just keeps these vibrations, right? Because when you remember, the most powerful weapon you have is sonic waves. I'm talking right now. Generate waves in the atmosphere. They show you it's powerful because that woman was able to break glass by saying, that's no story. I don't want to get too deep in that, brothers and sisters. So if you don't understand, you don't understand it. The bottom line is that you have a reaction rate. And so if you find what a reaction rate of something is, then what you do is you apply action to it, right? More than it can absorb. And that's how I break the glass. That's how I broke down the walls of Jericho. Because I said 7 days, keep saying the same thing over and over again. And the pressure builds up, the pressure builds up, pressure builds up, because the wall couldn't absorb it. By the time 7 days come, there's so much build up, it cracked the walls. So that takes place here, because what happened is they say, okay, what's the reaction rate of the other group? They say, well, they can take it and because that's what happened in that explains what happened over in Iran. Because they didn't expect their reaction rate to be so fast. See? They said they hit them, they figured it might take a month to recover. By that time, they knocked them out. But they had a fast reaction rate. That's why they had to call planes back. Hey, man, they covered too fast. We thought they had slower reaction rate. So by the time they try to figure it out, we don't hit them again, and they're gone. See? They take down the walls of Jericho. Yeah, they like the walls of Jericho, right? And we hit them. Right? They react right away. They absorb that punch. But they can't hit them again before they can react. Hit them again. They react, and then that's what's happened here. So they said, okay, what's the reaction rate? Okay, they can take it and recover, join their people back and everything else, recover, right? Have enough fire division on the witchcraft, and take them a week to do it. So if we move on them, we got to make sure we do it for a week. You understand? So they would still be on those islands like that. Otherwise, if we wait down, then they'll withdraw, and they'll have they withdraw their force, and then we're back to where we started again. See what I'm saying? So you have that's the other part I didn't tell you about yesterday, reaction rate. So they have to do it at a certain period of time, and they have to find what the reaction rate is and do it before they can react. So therefore, every time they go to every island, they're only going to find every island they go to. Because if these was able to react and draw all the way to here, then man, they'd have what? 3, 6, they have 10 divisions on one island. So they would defeat every time somebody came at them. But these are what, 5? They defeat them every time they came, they defeat them. But they don't react fast enough, so hit them here, and then hit them again. Hit them, and then where they chance to react, finish them off. This is the kind of stuff you're going to have to know. They don't tell you stuff for nothing. They tell you for wisdom, also tell you the things that you have to need to do going through tribulation. You have to know these things. If you're not studying, you have to know pressure, how it works, how to apply it, how to use it. That's what we call applied math. Okay, no matter how do you apply it. Pressure, what wisdom they use to take that down. They do the reaction rate. They told them, they made it extend their powers, so their power was extended where they could take control of it. Let's go back and look at them. Equal power. They still have equal power. It's just that they deceived them into extending their power. See, through their power. Now they consolidate their power in one place, allow them to stretch their power out. So they think they have more control. We got more control. We control more hours now. Yeah, but you have less power in each one. Right? You have more. You have the same amount of power. It's just stretched out too much. You see what I'm saying? You have the same much power. It's stretched out over like that. They say, okay, once they do that, then attack each island. See? Wisdom. That's how I understand pressure. You can't just say, I understand pressure. I understand how to use it, how to apply it. And then before the reaction rate is, finish it off. It's time to figure out what's going on. See? Finish them off. Bam. Understand reaction rate. And now they got control of all the islands. And they got rid of them. Because they knew how to apply like the devils right now. They got more energy than we do. Much more energy. But they don't know how to manage it. They discipline. They're naturally disciplined. We're not going to teach them how to discipline it because we don't have to deal with them. They have more energy than we have right now because they don't require as much as we do. But they don't have discipline. They didn't have this knowledge before I just gave it to you. And now, once you apply discipline, all of a sudden, things are going to change your life. If you have faith in it and stick to it. Now, people get that, they come together, and then all that power, focus. Right now, you don't have power because you don't have discipline. You have energy, but someone else is managing your energy. Yeah, see that? Just trying to show you some examples, brothers and sisters. Let's look at this one. Where are we at? Yeah, let's look at this one here. Let's see here. Okay. See, that was at the beginning. 6,000 years ago. That's the wavelength frequency we're on. Right? Now, we know because of energy deprivation, we couldn't maintain that because it takes energy to maintain energy for wavelengths and frequency require energy. That's they are. They are energy, just forms of energy, but the less you have, the less wavelength frequency you're going to have. Right? So, what happens? But because of energy deprivation, right, we start getting lower frequency, lower wavelength. If we consider lower as less, right? Lower frequency, lower wavelength, going down, right? You got down this level. We say we know we're going down. So we don't want this thing to be because down here, man, we're gonna be animals down here. We're going to be operating on the wavelength for animals down here. Right? So he said, okay, let's make somebody, a copy of ourselves that can stay on this wavelength frequency. That's Adam. They're wicked. But they can maintain this wavelength frequency. You understand? While we're here. Okay? And then what? And then boom. See? They're on the wavelength for Christianity. Right? So we shift down now. They're in charge. They're on the higher wavelength frequency we are. They got us in Christianity as Christians. But that's the wavelength frequency, the sealed Bible. You understand? So we're under the sealed Bible now, under that frequency, that idea, understanding. And they're ruling. Because they're on a higher wavelength frequency than we are. Understand? So what? Then we go down even lower. Now we're at the Holocaust. See? But the frequency we on is the frequency of the sealed Bible. Submit to your master. Do what your master tells you to do. They control that frequency because that's the frequency they're on. And we're on lower level. They're control. Holocaust. Right? Understand that. Then what happens? Then, 1860s, we start moving up. We start getting energized again. And that's when 1820s, we meet up with Master Muhammad going towards Elijah. But now we got on that wavelength, so we start moving up, and then we meet up to them. But we're still under Adam. Okay? But we're given, right? We get more energy now, and now we're getting guidance, which moves us up to what? The same level as Adam. That was so-called civil rights. All that stuff wouldn't be equal. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's what demons wanted, right? But Elijah Muhammad said, we move up to the level we start doing for ourselves, under their control. In other words, have our own schools and stuff. It's still their ideas. Still their frequency. We control it. He didn't bring you on new ideas. He didn't tell you new vehicles, new inventions. He says, we have schools. We have our own structure. Same thing. Same frequency, just we control it. See? You understand it now? See? We ain't Jesus no more. Islam, but we're still in that frequency. The demons say, no, we want to be exactly like you. They're saying the same thing. When exact integration, see, everybody's the same frequency there. It's just tells us we should control it, do for ourselves instead of doing for them. He didn't give you any new technology, anything. You understand? See? Okay, then what? It's 60s, right? Take you up to the 60s. Right? Bring you up to the 60s. Okay, then what? And then that's when we met Farracon, 60s. But what he does? See? Remember, Elijah pulls you, he instructs to move you up to the next level. He doesn't do that. He's trying to hold you back on that level. Because that's the level he's on. See, now you're on his level. That's how he came up front. Because that's the frequency he's on. See, that's what I say, I want to stay here. I understand why he's saying that. I want to stay here. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want nothing to happen to them. Because he's on the same frequency they are. He's a devil too. And he's trying to keep us on that same frequency. You ain't going nowhere, right? See? L. Ron Hubbard, you get it now? So instead of that's why keep on having discipline everything to move to the next level. See, he kept us from moving to the next level. He got rid of Nation of Islam. We're supposed to move to the next. That's why he's saying you wouldn't have went through the Holocaust, you wouldn't have went through tribulation if you had not fell under his. But he told you, no, this freaks is fine. We're gonna stay in America. That belongs to us, and you fell for it. See, but he had to keep you from having discipline, doing for self. Right? Instead of giving you Islam, he's giving you science, all that kind of stuff. He's taking the discipline from you. He's trying to keep it, because that's the level he's on. You met with him. You understand, brothers and sisters? That's what he did. Keep you on that same level for the next 50 years. So he lived off of you. He made the nation laugh and stock and everything else, because he didn't move up to the next level. You stay on the same thing. That was his job, to keep you on the same level you was on. I don't have to lift you up, then he kept you. Nope, stay there. Love devils, don't do for self. Stay on it, stay there. Yeah, if you look at what he's saying, exactly what he's doing, trying to keep on the same level as the devils are. You should think like them. That's what he says, right? Be like them. They ain't devils anymore. He brings them into the nation. He wants to heal them. So he retarded your growth. So if you didn't stay with Elijah, you would have had to go to tribulation. You went to the next level. And so he was there. His job was to keep you on this level here. Then what happens? Then in the 20s, as the Suleiman code shows up, moves you to the next level. That's what's happening right now. He's calling you to the next level. Next level of frequency wavelength. And when you do that, and you broadcast on a higher level, like I told you about the diamond and the coal, you do something high. That means that destroys them. That puts them in confusion. Then they got a lot of static. Oh man, trying to figure out how to clear up all that shit they was talking about for the last 40 years, 50 years. They walk, you listen to them on Sunday, they talk around in circles. One day is this, one day is that, whatever. Because they're all static, because they got another high wavelength there, frequency, that's destroying theirs. High pressure overcomes lower pressure. High wavelength frequency causes lower frequency and destroys it. It puts it in a state of static, which they say they're having division, they're confused because they can't get clarity. So you listen right now, it's, if you listen 2 years ago, say, oh yeah, man, because they didn't perceive. They start feeling it, a few years back? So yeah, man, Farracon's the man. Because there was no counter, no visible counter to what he was saying. But now there is. So now they're trying to figure, it ain't the originator no more. And all of a sudden, it's Master Muhammad. He was originator because they're confused, it's static. It's confused. So they're trying to clear up it again, trying to clear up Pharisee, bring old Farracon's old stuff back. See how clear it was? See what he's saying is? He's told to be quiet, and now they don't show him because everything about it just doesn't make any sense. Static. You understand now, brothers and sisters? That's what's going. Trying to give it to you in more detailed ways. That's what's going on there. They're trying to make sense of that static and the frequency wavelength they're on, but they can't anymore because they got a high frequency wavelength. And I said, no truth to make you free. It's destroying. That's why they react to it. Oh no, let's clear. No, it ain't this. They're reacting. I'm not reacting, I'm telling, I'm acting. I don't know if I can make any clearer than that, bro. So that's what's going on here. Okay. That's what's going on in America, too. Okay. Because now you say, oh, you see videos, and they say, and they tell you, that's not what you see, don't believe your eyes. And all this line, the video, before you watch that stuff, you just pay it, you accepted it. The media, the news, but now you see it's total confusion. It's lying because their whole reality is the frequency wavelength is being contested by high ones, so they got static. So all you listen, all you static, and stuff don't make any sense. They be saying. They show a video, and you look at it, and that's not what you're seeing, even though you see the video. And you're gonna see more of that. Because you got the two frequency wavelengths contrast with each other, and high one's causing static to the lower one. It's causing static. Because the high frequency is getting clearer and clearer every day. This stuff is getting more confusing every day. I don't know if I can make any clear that, brothers and sisters. And watch this. Then I'm going to close. Yeah, okay, I'm going to do this one. This should be interesting. Watch this, brothers and sisters. Pressure. See, when you're under pressure, I keep telling about quality. See, I just, for years, I just said pressure. For the last couple years, I've been trying to get you to understand quality of it. First, trying to get you to understand pressure first. Then get deeper into it. And first, teach about it as subtraction, and then you go deeper in multiplication, division. So, it's internal and external pressure. So America's under a lot of pressure now. That pressure can take two forms, external or internal. It's quality. It depends on the person, right? They can't stop the pressure. Like the heart comes up to us. We could have took it internally or externally. We took it internally. Use that because you have to transform us to something else. But some people didn't take it. They didn't take it internally. They took it externally. Like the jinn, they said, we fight back. So they didn't get the conversion. They fought back. So it's external. So it's how you going to deal with it. So the pressure America's under, right? How are you going to deal with it? So I'm going to give you an example here. Internal, external. That's what's going on right now. Because you probably didn't notice it. I spoke a little about it the other day, so maybe this is a bit clearer. See here? Watch this. Make it a little bigger, bounces. I'm going to do it one time. I'm going to close. You know, all of a sudden you got all these, all this stuff blowing up in his face here. They say they're closing in on him. And so he got to figure out which one we're going to do. I'm going to go attack Iran, get the pressure off me with the Epstein thing. See what I'm saying? But don't attack Iran. You see what I'm saying? I deal with Epstein. If I attack Iran, you know, I got to deal with that. So which one I'm going to do? But either one, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which one. You understand what I'm saying? You got two bad situations. Which one? Because the Epstein thing is about to mess him up, and he can do the Iran thing, that's going to mess him up. Right? You got either way. Man, that's bad. I got a bad decision here. If I do that, maybe I take the pressure off the Epstein thing. Right? But don't do it. The Epstein thing gonna get me. If I do it, then I'm gonna have trouble. I'm gonna have a problem right there because I'm gonna get my ass kicked, and that's gonna do me in. Go to America. You see what I'm saying? So let's look at that one more time. I'm gonna close, brothers and sisters. Which one? What my bad? They gonna kick my ass if I go there? Don't go there. Epstein gonna get me. They got the goods on me. That's what Netanyahu threatening with. Both of them gonna take them down. And but we know how it's gonna work out. That's the internal, external pressure. America's under pressure, but all the climate's going to America, all the ice stuff and everything else. The pressure's, if you do this way or that way, pressure's still there. Both of them can take America down. The internal thing or the war to Iran, both of them can take America down. So he said, which one? I don't know which one. I'm going to show my time to close, brothers and sisters. I'm going to close there, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum.